All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Recha HaKodash. Double honors to my apostles, a great millstone, and peace and citation. To the hopeful members of the elect, the Bahai, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times, and to be the ruling governing body of the nation Yashala. And I want to go into a Watchmen report, okay, news and prophecy, and things are getting heated in the Middle East region, which that's a new term. It's really West Asia, but as you can see on the news, if you are watching the news, being a watchman, things are definitely ramping up, and we're seeing the climax of World War III being brewed up. So this is from Jason A. He has very good content. All right. It's happening. World War III has begun. And we know in the truth that World War III will not spark fully until the mandation of the microchip, which is the MOTB, all right, the mark of the beast, spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, verse 16, all the way down. Okay? So I'm going to play this video. All right. Without further ado.
I have a message for President Macron. Today, Israel is defending itself on 7 fronts against the enemies of civilization.
The conflict in the Middle East is slowly expanding across the region as the world waits for Israel's next move.
Look, something happened just the other day, which to me is a tell.
So, as you can see right there, I actually watched Benjamin Netanyahu. I watched his speech from yesterday, and he was saying, as you can see on the screen, Israel vows response to Iran will be painful. And that's how you know, first of all, that those people over there in the land of Israel, okay, they're not God's chosen people. Yes, you heard me, all right? And if you're an Israeli person and you're watching this, let me get close to the mic. You're not God's people. You're just not. And we can prove it. Now, do you have the real Israelites over there? Yes. Some of them may look like the Israelis, yes. But the majority of them, no. They are Edomites, which are, they spring out of Amalek, all right, Esau's grandson. So let me get a scripture, okay? Let's go to Isaiah 2, verse. I start at verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. This is Yahushai. And he's going to set up his elect, which will be the ruling governing body of the nation of Israel and the whole world, the whole universe. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Now, a sword and a spear are weapons, all right? A pruning hook and a plowshare are agriculture devices, okay? So, in other words, this is saying how when the kingdom of heaven is established, there won't be any war. These nations won't war with each other. Why? Because Yahushua is going to set up his kingdom, all right? And the nation of Israel will rule, starting with the elect. And all the other nations will be underneath us. They will be in slavery, servitude, building our nation up. Building our kingdom, as it says in Isaiah, the 60th chapter, okay? So we're going to put them in chains and shackles, Psalms 149, all right? And they're going to build up our kingdom. They're not going to learn any war. It says it's going to be peace upon the earth when the kingdom of heaven is established. And ever since those Israelis, all right, Israel became an independent state in 1948, there was nothing but war, which goes against prophecy, which means that they are not God's chosen people. All right? Just look up the massacre of the Palestinians, which now all that region, the Arabian region is our land. Okay? It belongs to the Israelites, which consists of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are God's chosen people. And we have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, so we're going to look like other people as well. But your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That makes you an Israelite. Now, it says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Okay? There's war going on right now in the Middle East. A regional war with Israel and Lebanon. And now Iran just sent missiles to Israel. Okay? Which I believe that's definitely a bait tactic. Okay? So let's go back to this video, all right?
This is what's going to happen. They took out 4 Syrian air defense sites with what they call SEAD, S-E-A-D, suppression of enemy air defense. Why did they do that? They're creating a lane, an air lane that goes right to Iran. I said, Bill, start picking up those tells because you get indicators of what's going to happen.
Iraqi militants striking after Iran's supreme leader called for the Muslim world to unite.
Another player joins this spiralling conflict. Iraqi militants launching a drone strike that killed 2 Israeli soldiers at an army base in northern Israel.
It comes as Iran's supreme leader.
U.S. strikes Houthi targets in Yemen. Pentagon, 15 military sites hit by U.S. Navy. So we see, as it says in the scriptures, let's go to it real quick. We see nothing but wars, rumors of wars. Let's get Matthew 24. And just wait till the big dog comes in. Who is the big dog? Russia. Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. You know, and that's why I believe Iran did what they did. Well, obviously they're allied with Lebanon. You know, Hezbollah is backed by Iran. You see, but they're baiting Israel in. Now, it says right here, Matthew 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. An earthquake just hit Iran, a 4.9. Earthquakes all over, okay? But the key one is, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. We are seeing this, okay? Like never before. We are on the brink of World War III. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Yes, the birth pains, okay? And when a woman's in labor, okay, she's fighting those contractions. That's what we're seeing, these contractions. The Lord is making the pot boil, all right? Then he's turning down the fire. Then he's turning back up the fire. Okay, but soon that baby will be delivered. It'll be full on, all out hell breaking loose. World War III, nuclear missiles flying off, and Yahweh Shah returning back and delivering the elect. Okay, so let's go back.
Will not survive.
Chants of death to Israel loud across the square.
We've just heard from President Emmanuel Macron of France calling for a halt in weapons sales to Israel.
But this was specifically a broad call for an international arms embargo. That is, international players stopping their arms shipments to Israel.
As Israel fights the forces of barbarism led by Iran, all civilized countries should be standing firmly by Israel's side. Yet President Macron and some...
Forgive me, Akim. Let me just take a quick break. Slaki, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Let's play.
other Western leaders are now calling for an arms embargo against Israel. Shame on them. The axis of terror stands together. But countries who supposedly oppose this terror axis call for an arms embargo on Israel. What a disgrace. Well, let me tell you this. Israel will win with or without their support. Rest assured, Israel will fight until the battle is won, for our sake and for the sake of the peace and security of the entire world.
And yeah, you're not going to win. But again, this is prophecy. What does prophecy mean? Things that will happen in the future. Okay? And it's prophecy that Israel will start this World War III. And we're seeing it. So let's get Jeremiah 50, verse 45. And it reads, it's on my screen, and it reads, behold, also like it, 44 to 45, okay? Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, that he had taken against Babylon, America, and his purposes that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock, Israel, shall draw them out. Where? In the Arabian region. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, because they will be nuked by nuclear missiles, America and Israel. Okay? But the difference is we will inhabit that area, okay? In the so-called Middle East, the Levant area. Okay, we'll get our land back, Israel. America, on the other hand, will never be inhabited again. But let's get Joel, and I'll go back to that video. Okay, let's get Joel chapter 2. Okay, verse at least 25, 28. No, 22. Okay. Oh, 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, America, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, that Arabian region. Okay, let's pull up a map actually. Okay. Middle East. Let's type that in. Okay, the land that's barren and desolate. The Middle Eastern region, all right, or West Asia. Anyone will do. Actually, it's like go down. Okay. This region, right here. All right, click this, lock here. That's better, actually. Click this. Right. Lock here. Damn ads, man. Yeah, let me just turn this ad off. It's lock here. Okay. This region, okay. The land that's barren and desolate. This region, all right. Circling around with my mouse, and it's active. You just had again the Houthi rebels of Yemen right here below Saudi Arabia. All right, Israel is sending bombs to Lebanon. Lebanon is right here. Zoom in. All right, and the southern part of Lebanon, Beirut. All right, they haven't really gone further up, but I believe they want to keep going further. All right, to Syria. Okay, Iran shot their missiles off. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of action happening, and it's only going to get worse. All right, the Lord might draw back a little bit, but either way, we are seeing the chess pieces being moved. You know, and once that ship comes, expect just a snowball effect. Okay, and it says with his face toward the east sea, all right, the Red Sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. Right, let's get that map again. Okay, so as you can see, all right, well, the utmost sea, Slakia, is let's go back actually, the Euphrates. All right, it said, hit with his face toward the east sea and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. Okay, let's get that map. All right. It's like it. Go down. So it says again, it's like I'm just so toward the east sea, okay. All right, the Persian Gulf, it's like it, but the Euphrates leads out into this Persian Gulf. All right, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. All right, the Red Sea. Okay, it's like as you can see. Damn, lost the map. It's lucky. But as you can see right here, go back to it again. All right, the East Sea, Persian Gulf, the utmost sea, the Red Sea. See? So this whole region right here, you know, it's gonna be like the hot zone for World War III. And it says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up because he had done great things. Right. It's like, you know, I mentioned Euphrates, but Persian Gulf. But Euphrates is right here. You see it on my mouse. That leads into the Persian Gulf, all right? So let's go back to that video.
Tonight, as fears grow of a wider war in the Middle East, explosions rocking the capital of Yemen. US forces attacking Iran-backed Houthi rebels across the country. The Pentagon saying the US Navy targeted 15 Houthi military sites in an effort to make international waters safer after the Houthis started targeting ships claiming solidarity with the Palestinians in Gaza. This video showing a massive blast on an oil tanker.
Xi Jinping has been emboldened because he wants to realize what we call his China dream. It's not about which administration is in the United States, but rather what are the thoughts of Xi Jinping.
And the ambassador acknowledged that Americans are divided over these foreign wars, Israel and Ukraine, the billions going abroad. But he says the Taiwanese people are ready and willing to fight if China invades.
Lebanon's health ministry saying more than 2,000 people have now been killed and nearly 10,000 injured, most in just the past 2 weeks.
With mounting geopolitical shifts in the region, there appears to be a new strategic alliance in the making between Pakistan, Iran, China, and Russia. This also appears to be a mirror and a counterbalance of sorts of the already existing Indo-Pacific Quad.
Brian, I think it's the most dangerous time we've had, certainly since the end of the Second World War. I think it could end up being a world war. You have two hot spots, and you'll...
Yeah, another world war will happen, you know? Let's get Revelation, the 9th chapter. Verse 12, one woe was past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Right. So you have World War I from 1914, 1918, World War II, 1939 to 1945, right? And now we're on the brink of World War III.
Probably have a third, maybe with Taiwan. But you have Ukraine and Russia, and that's out of control. Millions of people are being killed. I don't think people recognize how many people are being killed. I don't think it's being properly reported. It's a horrible, horrible war. And then you see what's happening even today. You know, where is that going to stop? And you have to give Israel a lot of credit for being able to protect itself. Right now we have a...
Again, this is big because when Iran shot their missiles, Iran is back with Russia, okay? They are allies. And Russia is that guard unto these nations. It mentions Persia, which changed their name to Iran. That's how you really pronounce it. I believe it was in 1935. Hold on, let me see. Iran. Actually, I put Persia, changed his name. But yeah, I believe it was 1935. Persia changed to Iran. What year? Oh, 1935, right. And Russia is allied with, they have many allies. You know, they have their own organization or allied groups called the BRICS. All right. BRICS standing for, actually let me pull it up. I want to be correct. BRICS. Intergovernmental Organization, right? Stands for Brazil. These are the nations, part of it now. Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates. All right, and Ethiopia is also mentioned in Ezekiel 38. Might as well get it. So, you know, America's very scared right now. Because again, I believe Iran did that as a bait tactic, because they already know, you touch Iran, that's it, Russia gonna hop in. You know, stiff arm. All right? And it's gonna be all out, you know, world war right there. So, Ezekiel 38, verse 5, let me get to the point, all right? It says, actually I'll start at verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, Russia. And say thus, the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Why? Because they're Edomites still. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Turn them back into that USSR state, all right, the Soviet Union. Okay? That's why NATO was created, to go against their opposition, Russia. Because Russia is a mighty powerhouse as well, all right? Just like America. You know, now America, of course, is more on an elite level, you know, economically and military-wise. But Russia is, you know, making moves now, you know. You better, you know, see what they're doing. The political moves that they're making, all right? I believe this month that BRICS, they're going to have their own digital currency. They're going to have their own digital currency system going. And it says, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right, weapons. And Russia has very mighty fighter jets, okay, missiles, you name it. And these are nations, all right? Persia, Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all of his bands, the house of Togomar, well, that's Turkey, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee, okay? So let's go back.
A world in chaos. But we want to see that war taken care of, and we certainly want to see peace in the Middle East as soon as it's possible.
Benjamin Netanyahu, who's now become a leader of consequence in the Middle East, said when he was at the UN General Assembly, you know, he talked about Moses, and he closed his talk when he talked about the Book of Solomon. You know, they look at this fight in biblical terms.
And it goes against prophecies. These dummies, they don't know the scriptures. They don't study it. It's not for them. But funny how they use the Bible for their own gain, but a lot of them are against the Bible. And if they actually read the Bible, like I got the scripture earlier, they would know that there will be no more war throughout the whole earth. Where is the house of David set up? You know, where are all the tribes at? Where is Yahweh Shai? Whether God shows people right.
Terms, and it's a fight to the finish on good versus evil, and they're fighting in multiple directions against multiple enemies.
Earthquake happened in Iran, very close to a nuclear power plant. Wow. Yeah, things are very getting interesting. You know? That reminds me of that one scripture. I'm not going to get it, but how it says, roughly paraphrasing it, how ancient war, you know, you got swords, shields clanging, you know, up close, personal, all right, bloody. But this war will be by fuel of fire, missiles, guns, ultimately missiles, but, you know, your modern day sword, guns, missiles, okay, drones, tanks, you see? That was it, you know. So, Lord willing, this is edifying, all right, lesson, prophecy watch, Watchmen report. So with that, hey, shalom.